So, when I was a sophomore and a junior in college, I was a freshman orientation leader. So, for those of you who don't know, a freshman orientation leader, essentially, the incoming freshmen, come to campus a little early so that they can get acclimated to college life socially and academically. And you have some people who have been in college for however many years, 1, 2, 3 years, there to kind of set the record straight, tell them what they need to know, and help them prepare for their first week of classes. So I was an orientation leader. Part of being an orientation leader, like I mentioned, was you get back early. You get to campus early. So whether I was in the dorms or living off campus, I was always on campus those 2 years, about 2.5 weeks before the rest of the university. And there were some good friends of mine who were also freshman orientation leaders, and with our free time before having to do our freshman orientation leader duties, me and these two friends would go, and they discovered this and they introduced me to this. We would go to the Mary Papert School of Music, because in the basement of the School of Music on campus were practice rooms with pianos, and each room had a Steinway piano. And they were the small pianos, the ones that were flush against the wall. You put flush against the wall. And for, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, however long, we would just kind of hang there and jam out. And my one friend, I think, would bring a guitar once or twice. And the other friend knew how to play the piano really well. And I would try to sing sometimes to the songs. And it was a lot of classic rock, a lot of songs that I knew and that I liked and I grew up with. So that was always fun. And I played piano for 8 years growing up, so music and piano, it was all part of me. So that was cool. After graduating from college, I stay at the same university for grad school. That fall, I am a teaching assistant, so I have another reason to be on campus early to get ready for the freshmen, to teach them general biology. This time, though, it's a little different. I'm not in undergrad. I'm a teaching assistant. I'm a graduate student. I'm kind of by myself in that sense. So I'm on campus early. I'm around school early. I figure, you know what? Why don't I go teach myself a song on the piano, and I'm just going to do it. Why not? I played piano for 8 years. I knew I had it in me, and I had 2 piano teachers, and though the one was in a Civil War era house with a fun barn, and the other one had a dog that was white and fluffy named Champagne Angel, like that was all great. Like they fit the stereotype, but they failed me as a student because they never taught me how to read music. They only associated numbers and fingers, and so today I can't sit down and just pick up anything on the piano, which would be nice considering I played for 8 years. So anyway, I decided I wanted to learn Billy Joel's song Lullaby, in parentheses, Goodnight My Angel. And I don't know why, but classic rock, Billy Joel was the first concert I ever saw, so Billy Joel. So I settle on that song. I go on YouTube, I find a guy who's got some videos, tutorials. The song's not a hard song. The majority of the song is chords. It's all chords. There's nothing fancy. It's just a bunch of chords. So maybe a 4 or 5 part, videos in the series of teaching the song. And the first video comes to an end. I'm getting it. I'm learning the song successfully. I know how it's supposed to sound, and it sounds how it's supposed to sound. I continue. I learn the entire song. I learned the song in its entirety, all in the basement of the music school on campus. So ultimately, I know the song. I'm done. I know it from start to finish. I don't need the videos. And just, in my kind of putzing around the music school, one day I tiptoed, instead of going the normal route down the stairs to the practice rooms, I kind of hung around this hall and go over here, and I enter on the first floor of the music school a recital hall. And the recital hall was dark. The only things you could see, you could see the exit signs, and then the only other real source of light inside the recital hall was from a closet off stage, and the light was kind of just gently pouring onto the stage from one side. So, you know, school hasn't started yet, the semester hasn't begun, it's the middle of the summer still. I just kind of walk on down, it's stadium style seating, 256 seats, 13 rows, big place. I make my way up to the stage, I sit behind this time, it's a Steinway grand piano. So it's not against the wall, I'm not in a tiny room, it's literally a bus. Like this thing is, I don't know, yeah, they're big, they're really big. It's a piece of equipment, it's gigantic. And I sit there, and I have my backpack, I'm by myself, I sit behind the keys and I play the song, I do it, maybe I'm singing, I don't know, I forget, and I finish, come to the end. Obviously no applause. Take a sip of water. Again. Yeah, so this maybe happened like 2 separate occasions, and I remember there was one time where I was up there, I was playing, obviously no one's there. I'm playing the song, and soon after I start, and I don't skip a beat, I stayed with it, I noticed someone come in and just kind of stand in the doorway from afar, and it's a silhouette of I think a man, and it's a silhouette because there's no lights on the inside on him. The only light that's hitting him is from the lobby. So there's natural sunlight from the windows off the lobby hitting him from the back. And the person, I keep playing, and this person stays there for a few moments, but then ultimately walks away, and I finish my song, and then, there I am again, just by myself. But I'd like to think, like fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like I'm in the music school, I'm on a stage, in a recital hall, behind a Steinway grand piano, and I'd like to think that this person, for a second, was like, wow. I like to think that this person thought I was a genius. Maybe I was playing it that good, and so yeah, I forget the song. I couldn't play it today. I forgot all about it. The semester started, grad school started, and I didn't have time to keep practicing. I couldn't play it today, but I think the most important thing of all of this is that it was a really, really, really awesome thing, and I know it, I know that I was able to do it, and it lives in my heart.